Hello everyone, my name is Sean DeGuzman and I am DWR's Chief of Snow Surveys and Water Supply Forecasting Section. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Phillips Station Snow Course. Our survey today recorded a snow depth of 49.5 inches and a snow water content of 21 inches. That results in 83% of average for this location. Additionally, our statewide automated snow sensor network is reporting 59% of average to date. Let me repeat those numbers. Our survey today recorded a snow depth of 49.5 inches and a snow water content of 21 inches, which is 83% of average for this location. Additionally, statewide average from our automated snow sensor network is 59% of average to date. With below average precipitation statewide, California's reservoirs continue to show the impacts due to dry conditions. Lake Oroville is currently at 53% of average, and Lake Shasta, which is California's largest surface water reservoir, is at 65% of average. Statewide, California's largest reservoirs are only storing about half of their total capacity. This year's hydrologic picture is somewhat contradictory in that the northern and central Sierra Nevada watersheds have actually built up a decent, albeit below average snowpack. However, statewide rainfall has been well below average. For water year 2021, California has received about 50% of average precipitation, which currently ties for the third driest year on record. The few storms that have impacted California have actually been colder storms, which have brought a lot more snow than rain compared to a typical year. Our team at DWR, as well as our cooperators, utilize the data from these snow surveys to incorporate and forecast the amount of water that will eventually run off into our reservoirs once the snowpack all melts. The latest statewide snowmelt runoff forecasts are right around 58% of average. And last year, snowmelt was roughly about 60% of average. As the snowpack starts to melt, the big unknowns are how dry are the soils beneath the snowpack and how much water will absorb into those soils before running off into our rivers and streams. The next few weeks are just really critical to watch to see how much of that snowmelt will actually enter into our reservoirs. And I'll take any questions. Yeah.
That's a lot of numbers. Can you break it down for viewers at home who just don't get the correlation maybe between this and what happens when they turn on faucets? How dire is this year looking?
Yeah, so this year is definitely a below average year, but really it's kind of really like I was saying, it's almost an anomaly where we have a lot more snow versus rain. And so a lot of the land, the watersheds are actually a lot drier than we're used to seeing for this time of year. And so we might not see a lot of that immediate runoff into the streams until we start seeing more of that water start to percolate into the ground. Sure enough, though, this is still a well below average year in terms of snow and precipitation. So we would expect runoff into the reservoirs to be right around that same level.
What are
The reminders being, water conservation is always a way of life. Even though we have drought-like conditions, Californians as a whole have actually been conserving a lot more water compared to, where we were before 2012 when the previous drought started. So a lot of the public's actually continued their efforts, which is a great sign, and we need to keep continuing to do that.
I know this is the fourth snow survey of the year. Is this one any more important or significant in terms of informing you for the rest of the year?
Yes, this snowpack survey today on April 1 is actually the most important of the year. On April 1 is when we would typically see the peak snowpack in terms of water content. And so that's why we really want to know roughly how much water is in that snow before it starts to melt off.
Sean, you're saying your statewide numbers versus yours doing a lot better. Is there an area of the state that's doing worse than the area here, or is there other areas that are doing better?
Yeah, so far this year, the northern and central Sierras are doing a lot better in terms of snowpack versus our southern Sierra snow courses and snow sensors. That's mainly because of the storms that have come in mainly from the north, from out of the Gulf of Alaska. It hit mainly the northern and central mainly the northern and central Sierras, and the southern Sierras have actually just been missing a lot of those storms. So not a lot of big snow building down there.
Can you just briefly describe the process that we saw? How many measurements you take, and just describe briefly the tools and what you use?
Yeah, so at this snow course, at the Phillips Snow Course, it was established in 1941. The points that I measured were pre-designated points. There are 7 points on this snow course. And so what we use is a federal snow sampler or a snow tube to basically measure the depth and water content with one of those scales. So all those points that we measured out have been predetermined all the way back to when this course was first established in 1941. Yep.
Have you said how this account has compared to last year specifically?
Last year, this course is actually doing better than where we were last year. Last year, I believe we were right around 16.5 inches. So, and today we're at about 21 inches. So better than last year. But this snow course is somewhat of an anomaly this year, where it has a lot more snow than a lot of the other areas in the state. Anything else? All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out for our April snow survey here at the Phillips Station Snow Course. Our May 1 survey is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, April 29th, later this month. Thank you.